Hello and welcome. In Power BI, if you've ever felt that your visuals are not quite in line, then understanding the X and Y position coordinates of visuals is key to checking the placement of the visuals in your Power BI report. In this video, I will explain the X and Y coordinate system, how to use them for perfect horizontal and vertical alignment, and stick around to the end where I'll show you how visual padding can make perfectly aligned visuals look out of sync. Let's begin. In Power BI, I have a report page onto which I've placed a rectangle. The top left-hand corner of the report page is the origin point, and it takes an X value of 0 and a Y value of 0. I'll move this rectangle up to the top left-hand corner to help explain the next point, and then I will select it. You'll find the X and Y values of a visual in the Format pane, so I go across to the Format pane and then select General, Properties, and then click the drop-down next to Position. Here, the horizontal value is the X value and the vertical value is the Y value. The X value is the distance in pixels from the left edge of the report page to the right edge. So as X increases, the visual moves horizontally across the page. So if I change the horizontal value to 300, you can see that the rectangle has moved to the right. The Y value is the distance in pixels from the top edge of the report page to the bottom edge. So as Y increases, the visual moves down the page, so moves vertically. So again in the Properties section, this time if I change the vertical value to 200, the rectangle moves down the page. When you change the horizontal and vertical values of a visual, you are stating where the top left-hand corner of the visual container should be placed. So in this case, the visual's container would have the coordinates of 300, 200. A key point to note here is that the horizontal and vertical values relate to the top left-hand corner of the visual's container, not the position of the first item you see in the container. Okay, so if I now look at this with a few visuals, here I have two charts of the same type, and I would like both charts to sit 200 pixels down from the top of the page. So for both diagrams, I need to ensure that the vertical position, or the Y value, is 200. So the Y coordinate of the left-hand corner of each chart container should be the same. So if I click on chart A and go across to the Properties section, in Position, I can see that the vertical value is already 200. If I now click on chart 2, I can see that its vertical value is 205. Therefore, to align both visuals, if I change that to 200, both visuals now sit the same number of pixels from the top of the report page. Similarly, for the X value, I can change that to help move diagrams across a page. For setting the X value, this time it's more important for me to check the width of each chart. The width can be found in the Properties pane under Size. If you want to master precise spacing, then understanding the width and height properties is required. I've covered the height and width properties in a separate video, and I'll provide a link to that video in the description below. Back to my charts. I would like there to be a gap of 50 pixels between chart A and chart B. So if I know that the horizontal value of my first chart is 100 and the width is 500, and I would like a 50 pixel gap, that means that for my second chart, my horizontal value should be 650. So if I click on chart 2 and find the horizontal value and change that to 650, there is now a gap of 50 pixels between the two charts. So checking and adjusting the horizontal and vertical values is one way to ensure and prove the alignment of visuals. Okay, now for another issue that might cause your visuals to look out of line, and that's to do with the padding values set. For example here, my second chart looks like it's slightly out of line with chart 1. However, if I go to my properties section and check both visuals, I can see that both have a vertical value of 200. However, if I now look at the padding values, chart 2 has a padding of 10 pixels from the top, whereas chart 1 has 0 pixels of padding at the top. So this time, this is the reasons why the visuals look out of line. So to fix this, all I need to do is click on chart 2 and change the padding to be the same as chart 1. And both charts now look in line. In this video, I've covered an explanation of the X or horizontal values and the Y or vertical values relating to the placement of visual containers, why these values matter for pixel perfect alignment of visuals, along with why the padding may impact the visual alignment. If this video helps you with visual alignment, then please click the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Power BI hints and tips. Thanks for watching.